Thank you. I'm not sure that you will be having fun with me. Let's see. So, I study the ethical, legal, and social issues on big data, particularly in the field of medicine. I'm teaching at the School of Medicine, but I am a lawyer, so that's a very strange situation. What we do, basically, is technology assessment, is to produce guidelines and recommendations to, in a way, change or help politicians and public policies develop regulations. And recently, we stopped the Catalan Big Data Research Project because the lack of ethics, the Parliament stopped it, is in the news, and because the possible commercialization of data of human beings. So, how many of you could swear this oath that you will not be selling, renting, or giving information, personal information, to anyone? I'm not sure that you can swear it, that is why I'm here. So, to make you feel, in a way, uncomfortable. Because what I'm going to explain today is about ethics, but particularly related to the medical setting. We all are affected by this. Because I see data marketplaces dressed as public good and public interest. And this is something that we have to discuss because data are on sale. Why? Because right now, what I see, because I am part of an ethics committee at the hospital clinic, that research is merged with things like this, with the Internet of Things, with biosensors, and with the smartphone as the core. So human beings are owners and suppliers to research about paranoia, about Alzheimer's disease, about anything. We are feeling the fever of the power to predict, but none of these principles are being accomplished. No purpose limitation, no data protection principles are being accomplished. So, we talk about transparency, and transparency is impossible. I am here to say that I have found a big lie. So everyone is invited to empowerment in the digital health revolution, to have ontologies, not to make people set them free. So gamification, socialization in networks is a big lie. But it's good. I'm a big data fan. I'm not against big data. So I am envisaging, or I am feeling, or I am living a new way of slavery, of data colonization. So we are colonizing bodies in a way. And we need to change this situation. Because if we want to save people, or we want to change the way we feel, the way we live, we need to think, what is ethics for? So happiness, autonomy, freedom, protection, privacy. We need to set the limits on how big data is going to affect our lives. So we need to set the limits together. So what is ethics for? Not to affect, for instance, the way we have private insurance, or the way we have access to public healthcare systems, or the way we have a loan, or employment, even employment. So the purposes are good, but we are not doing things in the proper way. Data is the fuel. Data will change the world, I am sure. But it's time to change. Because we live in a data-driven economy. We cannot ignore this. We live in a market society. And there, data is the money, is the exchange. But there are some areas, some phases, or some data that cannot be monetized. So privacy and data monetization is dangerous. So I need you and you need me, because we need to change things in the medical setting. Because I think that we do. Okay, we can do a sexy combination, data scientists and those who are working, or we, in the field of bioethics. Why? Because you have the proper expertise, and we are not making the proper questions. Sorry for this, but we are still living in the era of the Intel processor, not in the computing or meta-computing era. And I see this every day when reviewing research projects on big data. The fever of having data in order to sell it or to improve lives. We have useless solutions because we are applying all solutions to new problems, and we have a very big problem in big data. We are always talking about anonymization, and we are generating a false security when protecting human beings, because we need to admit that re-identification is what we are living in. So, before receiving this kind of personalized messages, thanks to big data research, it's time to do something, because this is good, but maybe it's not that good, because we receive the same message as humankind. So, you have to change your mind. You have to maybe call us in a way, or maybe think on how European policies or some commentators are saying that big data must be. So you need to make an assessment on human rights, the impact on human rights of your research, and you have to involve human rights experts in your research, in your work. Otherwise, no ethics, no big data ethics. And it's not only about informed consent, because we like simple solutions, because we always want consent of people, and consent of people, it's impossible, because think about an epidemiological research. Data portability could be a solution. Who, why, what, and how long is having access to my data? That is what citizens should know. And of course, we need to generate a culture on privacy, because citizens must be opaque and the rest must be transparent. So inform what is reification and apply the same standards to those who are dealing with data. Data scientists at the same level than physicians and researchers. So let's see this funny comic. So in phase 1, if we want to deal with data, we dehumanize people by calling them data. So thank you very much for listening to me.